Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we don't just scratch the surface, we plunge right into the heart of fascinating ideas, pulling out insights for you.
Yeah, really getting into the thick of it.
And today, we're taking a trip, metaphorically speaking, to Okinawa, Japan, a place famous for, well, people living incredibly long and happy lives.
Mm-hmm.
And we're exploring the concept that might just be their secret. Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life.
It's a fascinating one.
This deep dive is really drawing its insights from a pretty comprehensive review of that popular book by Héctor García and Francesc.
Right, they actually went there, didn't they? Talked to the people.
They did. Right into those Okinawan communities, chatting with centenarians, trying to figure out, what makes them tick? How do they live so long and stay so fulfilled?
And Ikigai kept coming up.
Exactly. It's at the core.
Yeah.
Translates roughly to a reason for being. But I like thinking of it more simply as the reason you wake up in the morning.
That really captures it. And that's what we want to unpack for you today. Ikigai isn't just some fuzzy idea, it's more like a roadmap.
Roadmap, I like that.
Yeah. We're going to explore its different parts, the basic ideas, but also how the Okinawans actually live it day to day. Our goal here is to blend that sort of ancient wisdom with maybe some modern psychology, practical tips, give you some actionable insights for your own life, towards maybe more purpose, more joy.
So here's the big question we're tackling. What if finding a truly fulfilling life isn't about, huge achievements or tons of money?
Right, the usual stuff.
But actually about finding real meaning and purpose in just your everyday existence.
That's the core of it, isn't it?
Okay, let's dig into this core concept of Ikigai then. Because it's definitely more than just a quick definition you see online. It feels like a whole framework.
It really is. And what's interesting is your Ikigai isn't like some fixed point you arrive at. It's dynamic. It's more like a sweet spot.
A sweet spot.
Yeah, right, where four really crucial things overlap. And finding that balance, that harmony between them, that's where you start to uncover a really meaningful, sustainable purpose. It's about putting them together, not just ticking boxes.
Okay, makes sense. So what are these four things?
All right, let's break them down. Each one's vital. First, what you love.
Okay. Passion's joy.
Exactly. What genuinely lights you up? What makes you lose track of time? That sort of thing. Second, what you are good at.
Your skills,
Your
talent.
strengths, where you feel competent, effective, things that maybe come naturally. Third, what the world needs.
The contribution part.
Right. How can you help? Solve problems, serve your community. It's about looking beyond yourself. And finally, number 4, what you can be paid for.
The practical side. Gotta live.
Exactly. How can you sustain yourself financially doing this, making sure your life's work actually supports your life?
When you lay it out like that, love, good at, world needs, paid for, it sounds, well, almost simple, like that Venn diagram everyone's seen. But if you're listening, finding that perfect sweet spot where all four overlap perfectly, that's really hard.
Oh, absolutely.
What if your passion is super niche? Or your best skill isn't something people pay much for right now? Does the book talk about, navigating compromises? Or is it always chasing that perfect bullseye?
That's such a key point.
Yeah.
Because, very few people just stumble into perfect alignment right away. The book definitely suggests it's a journey.
Okay.
It encourages starting where you have clarity. Maybe you know what you love and what you're good at. Start there.
Right.
Then consciously think, okay, how could these things meet a need? How could I adapt them? And then eventually, how could this become sustainable financially?
So it's iterative.
Exactly. Sometimes it might be finding a job that hits 3 out of 4. And then maybe having a really fulfilling hobby that covers that fourth element, what you truly love, perhaps.
Yeah.
It's more about actively designing it, tweaking it, not just waiting for inspiration.
That makes way more sense. It's something you build, not just find. Okay, so let's shift from the theory to the practice. The authors didn't just think about this, they went to Okinawa.
Yeah, saw it in action.
So what are the actual concrete day-to-day things we can learn from how these Okinawan centenarians live? How do they do longevity and happiness?
Well, connecting back to that bigger picture of a long, fulfilling life, the Okinawan way gives us some incredibly solid examples. First off, their huge emphasis on community and connection. It's massive.
More than just friends.
Oh, yeah. They form these things called moai. Think of them as lifelong support groups, often started in childhood.
Wow, lifelong.
Yeah. Imagine having a built-in group of friends who are committed emotionally, socially, sometimes even financially to supporting you for your whole life.
That's incredible.
It really is, that deep sense of belonging, never feeling alone. Studies show it's a massive predictor of longevity and mental health. Cuts down stress, isolation, huge factors.
Okay, so community is one. What else?
Then there's their active lifestyle.
Yeah.
But it's not what we might think.
Not gym rats.
No, not at all. It's natural movement, woven into their day, walking places, gardening, just moving around their house. It's constant, gentle motion.
Makes them functional.
Exactly. Functional, engaged, well into old age without the heavy wear and tear of intense exercise. Their diet is also crucial, especially that principle of hara hachibu.
Right. Eat till you're 80% full.
Yep. It's not about starving yourself, it's moderation. Plus, their diet is packed with local vegetables, very little meat, almost no processed stuff.
Simple whole foods.
Pretty much. And finally, their positive attitude. They really seem to embrace aging gracefully. It's not seen as a decline.
More like a next chapter.
Kind of a time to keep contributing, sharing wisdom. They maintain this sense of purpose and, honestly, joy.
That hara hachibu, eating until 80% full, that phrase just sticks with you, doesn't it?
It really does.
It sounds so simple, but it completely contradicts how many of us eat, stuffing ourselves.
Yeah.
But actually knowing when you're 80% full, that seems tricky in practice.
Yeah.
Especially if you grew up with clean your plate messages. Do the Okinawans have, tricks or specific ways they practice recognizing that point? Or is it just second nature after a while?
That's a really practical question. And yeah, it does take practice. It's less about strict measuring, more about listening to your body signals.
Mindful eating, kind of?
Exactly. They often use smaller plates, which helps naturally control portions. They also tend to eat more slowly, really savoring the food. That gives your stomach time to tell your brain, hey, getting full here.
The delay factor.
Right. And also think about what they're eating. Lots of veggies, plant-based stuff. It's nutrient-dense, but often lower in calories, so you can feel satisfied volume-wise without a huge calorie hit.
So it's a whole package deal, smaller plates, lower eating, lighter foods.
Yeah, it fosters that mindfulness. And the benefits aren't just weight. It's less stress on your digestion, potentially less inflammation. All good things for long-term health.
That reframes it nicely. It's not about restriction. It's about awareness. Okay, so beyond these physical habits, they also seem to tap into something psychologically powerful for daily happiness, something many of us are chasing, that flow state.
Yes, flow. It's that feeling of being completely absorbed in what you're doing.
Lose track of time.
Totally. You forget time, you kind of forget yourself even, and stress just disappears. It happens when the challenge of what you're doing meets your skill level just right. You're fully present, totally engaged, focused enjoyment.
And it's not just for artists or athletes.
Not at all. That's the beauty of it. It can happen with simple things. Cooking, gardening, painting, writing, even having a really deep conversation. It shows that meaning and joy aren't just in the big things. They're right there in the everyday stuff.
I think we can all picture that feeling, can't we? Getting lost in something, work or a hobby, where hours just vanish.
Yeah.
For me, sometimes it's just reorganizing a bookshelf. Seriously, hours gone.
See, it doesn't have to be world-changing.
It never is. But it makes daily life feel so much richer when you hit that zone.
Absolutely. It doesn't have to be productive in the usual sense, just absorbing. And it's not just about feeling good in the moment. It actually reduces stress and builds resilience.
Resilience. That connects too.
Yeah, the book talks about resilience and anti-fragility, having that clear Ikigai, that purpose. It helps you weather life's storms. The Okinawans seem to practice living in the present and adapting, which builds this amazing mental strength, not just bouncing back, but maybe even getting stronger through challenges.
Okay, so we've covered the core idea. The Okinawan lifestyle, flow, feels like a good foundation. Now, I'm really keen to get into the practical stuff, the actionable bits. What are those day-to-day principles? The 10 rules of Ikigai.
Right. These rules are kind of like the blueprint, how you actually start integrating this stuff. And I'd encourage you, as you listen, think about which ones maybe resonate or which one or two you could maybe focus on first. They're not strict rules, more like gentle suggestions.
Got it. Lay 'em on us.
Okay. First, stay active, don't retire completely.
Not just physically.
No, it's about staying engaged, feeling useful, having a purpose, even if work looks different, like those Okinawans still gardening or doing community stuff.
Yep.
Then, closely related, take it slow. And also, live in the moment.
Those feel linked.
They really are.
Yeah.
It's about ditching the constant rush, being more deliberate, focusing on now, not regrets about the past or worries about the future.
Like actually tasting your coffee instead of gulping it while thinking about emails.
Exactly that. That mindful presence brings a lot of daily joy. Then don't fill your stomach.
Back to Harahachibu.
Yep, reinforcing it. Eat moderately, listen to your body, enjoy food, but don't overdo it. We touched on the health benefits, more energy, less strain.
Makes sense. What's next?
Surround yourself with good friends. This loops back to the moai, that community aspect.
Social connection. Crucial.
Absolutely non-negotiable for them. Deep bonds for support, help, belonging, quality over quantity, really.
Okay. Yeah.
Then get in shape for your next birthday.
Huh. I like the framing.
Yeah, it's not about killer workouts. It's about continuous, gentle self-care. Looking after your health with a positive, forward-looking view. Movement as a celebration, not a chore.
Nice. Mindset stuff next.
Yep, 2 big ones. Smile and stay positive and grateful. Try to cultivate optimism even when things are tough. And actively appreciate the good things, big and small.
Gratitude seems huge for them.
It really does. They often express thanks just for being alive another day. Then, reconnect with nature.
Get outside.
Simple as that. Spending time outdoors grounds you, gives perspective. And finally, the one that ties it all together, follow your Ikigai.
Keep aligning with your purpose.
Exactly. It's the thread that connects all these other practices, giving them lasting meaning.
Wow, it's such a powerful list, but also feels really accessible, doesn't it?
Yeah, nothing too crazy or out of reach.
If you're listening right now, I really hope you're thinking, okay, which one or two of those really hit home for me? Where could I start? For me, honestly, that take it slow and live in the moment in this crazy, busy world we live in, that feels like a huge one. Just picking one could make a real difference, I think.
Definitely. Small steps.
So we've dug into what Ikigai is, how it's lived in Okinawa, the flow state, these 10 rules. The big question for a lot of listeners now is probably, okay, but who is this really for? And what are the actual benefits for different kinds of people?
That's a great question because its appeal is incredibly broad. Ikigai isn't just for one type of person. It really does have relevance across so many different life situations.
Like who, for example?
Well, think about students or young adults, maybe feeling a bit lost about career paths, life direction.
Yeah, common feeling.
Ikigai gives them a way to think about their passions, their skills, and how they might fit into the world's needs. It's a framework for making choices. Or working professionals, maybe dealing with stress, burnout, feeling unmotivated.
Also very common.
Ikigai offers ways to find balance, tap into that flow state even at work, and maybe enjoy the process more, not just chase the next promotion, finding meaning in the everyday.
Okay, who else?
What about health and wellness folks? People interested in living longer, feeling better, finding mental peace. It gives them concrete tips straight from Okinawa that mindful eating, the natural movement, positivity, social connection, it all ties together. And then people maybe in midlife asking those big what's my purpose questions or feeling stuck.
The classic midlife crisis?
Yeah.
Or just a search?
Exactly. Ikigai is a fantastic guide for rediscovering meaning, practicing gratitude, finding joy in small things again, even for older adults or retirees.
Yeah, that transition can be tough.
Yeah.
Losing structure, maybe identity.
Right. Ikigai encourages them to stay active, stay connected socially, keep finding purpose, all things shown to lead to happier, healthier aging.
It would really just span the whole life cycle.
Pretty much. And if you boil it down, the core benefits really apply to anyone, regardless of age. You get clarity and purpose, that reason to wake up. You tend towards better health through simple habits. You can find improved work-life balance by focusing on flow and meaning. It points towards longevity and joy, like the Okinawans. And maybe most importantly, a real mindset shift. From focusing only on external things like money or status, towards internal things like meaning, connection, and genuine fulfillment.
So, bottom line, Ikigai is pretty much for anyone who wants a life that feels healthier, happier, and more meaningful, whatever stage you're at.
That's it. It taps into something fundamentally human.
Now, in the spirit of a proper deep dive, we should probably touch on any potential limitations or nuances, right? No concept is perfect.
That's fair. And it's important for perspective. The book itself, while really inspiring, does have some things people point out.
Like what?
Well, some find certain ideas get a bit repetitive as they read through, and
Yeah.
it's definitely presented more as a sort of gentle guide.
Not a dense academic text.
Exactly. It's more about inspiration, practical tips you can try, rather than, say, hardcore psychological research with tons of data. So if you're after a deep scientific analysis, this might feel a little light.
But its strength is its accessibility.
Precisely. It's compelling, easy to read, full of relatable stories and actionable advice. Great for anyone wanting a starting point, not necessarily the final word.
Okay, makes sense. So as we wrap up this deep dive then, what we've really been talking about with Ikigai, it feels like more than just a concept from a book. It's almost an invitation, isn't it?
An invitation.
How so?
An invitation to, like, maybe slow down a bit, to reflect, to rediscover what brings real joy. It's a powerful reminder that maybe deep, lasting happiness isn't found in chasing the next big thing,
Right.
but in finding meaning right here in our daily lives, moment by moment.
And the Okinawans are living proof, really. They show us that a life filled with purpose, connection, gentle activity, gratitude, it genuinely seems to lead to both a longer and a significantly happier life.
It's a powerful testament.
It really is, to living authentically.
So here's a final thought for you as you go about your day. What's one small, immediate step you could take today? Just one thing from those 10 rules of Ikigai.
Could be tiny, totally.
Huh?
Maybe it's just taking 5 minutes outside, or trying that harahachi-bu thing at dinner tonight. Or if that bigger reason for being still feels a bit fuzzy for you,
Yeah.
which of those 4 elements, what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, which one could you just start exploring a little bit more as a first step on your own Ikigai journey?
Food for thought.
Definitely. We'll be back next time for another deep dive.